Cappadocia is an amazing and spectacular landscape that has been sculpted by erosion over thousands of years. These cave-like dwellings and rock-hewn sanctuaries date back to the Byzantine post-iconoclastic period, as far back as 4th century. Today what is left are these amazing troglodyte villages, underground cities that once contained human habitat and beautiful valleys that go for as far as the eye can see. Cappadocia in central Turkey is perhaps most well known for the panoramic view of hundreds of hot air balloons gently ebbing and flowing above valleys and volcanic fairy chimney formations. Though it is but one of the many things to do in Cappadocia, hot air ballooning is one of the most popular activities in the region for a number of reasons. The first commercial passenger balloon in Turkey was operated in 1991. Since then, more than 25 companies and 200 hot air balloons have been registered to operate Cappadocia balloon tours. The hot air balloon industry in Cappadocia has only truly blossomed in recent years thanks to the extremely favorable conditions in the region. Hot air ballooning in Cappadocia is incredible not only because of the unique and rugged landscape, but also because the hundreds of balloons fly approximately 250 days of the year, compared to about 60 days elsewhere in Europe. Not only can you soar above the terrain in summer and spring, you can explore the winter wonderland covered in a blanket of snow from above, truly ethereal. The best time of year to go hot air ballooning in Cappadocia is from April to November, as the most favorable weather conditions are during these months. Because of strong winds, most of the flight cancellations typically take place from December to March. Cappadocia might be the only place in the world where hundreds of balloons fly nearly every single morning, giving over 2,000 people a day the experience of a lifetime. Up to 100 balloons are allowed to take off before sunrise, and another 50 are granted permission to take off half an hour after sunrise. Hot air ballooning is the most popular thing to do in Cappadocia, so you absolutely must book as early as possible and plan ahead, because balloons fill up months in advance. Just because 100 or so balloons fly every morning does not mean that you are guaranteed a spot. One of my biggest tips for traveling to Cappadocia is to stay at least 2 to 3 nights to maximize your chances of getting on a flight, just in case your flight is cancelled due to poor weather conditions. You should also know that there are usually age and height restrictions for joining a hot air balloon ride in Cappadocia. Young children under the age of May 6 not be able to join, and you must be over a certain height, approximately 4'6" or 140 centimeters, in order to be able to adopt the landing position and look over the edge of the basket. Depending on which company you go with and how many people are in the basket, a hot air balloon ride in Cappadocia costs anywhere between 160 to 260 euros, 190 to 280 US dollars, per person. You might even be able to book the entire balloon to yourself for the bargain price of 2,500 euros. Prices tend to be fixed since demand is so high, so don't expect any discounts. Think of it this way: you are paying for the incredible behind-the-scenes logistics required to make sure that your Cappadocia hot air ballooning experience goes off without a hitch, not to mention the extensive decades-long training and experience of the balloon pilots as well as insurance. Balloons, like airplanes, are registered with the Aviation Authority and subject to regular safety checks to ensure airworthiness. Pilots for hot air balloons in Cappadocia must also undergo examinations, have a prescribed number of flight hours under his or her belt, pass flight tests as well as ace their medical checks. Many hot air balloon pilots in Cappadocia have been flying for decades. Ours with Voyager balloons had more than 20 years flight experience. That being said, there has been a number of accidents in the past, some resulting in casualties and injuries. Just like stepping into a 747 airplane, accidents can still happen even with the best pilots in ground crews, in the safest conditions. According to this research report published in early 2019, there were 12 accidents which occurred during the flight hours examined. So, is hot air ballooning safe in Cappadocia? Though there are a myriad of measures in place to ensure your safety, hot air ballooning in Cappadocia still involves some level of risk. Make sure you choose an experienced balloon company with seasoned pilots for Cappadocia hot air balloons that values passenger safety above all else. Yes, the hot air ballooning in Cappadocia runs all year long, but flights do get canceled if the weather fails to cooperate. On average, flights take place on approximately 250 days of the year.